Hello there. We are taking a look at a match replay we had. We are testing out some, I guess, quote-unquote new format. We're in the midst of this new format for Yu-Gi-Oh! But yeah, we are getting into it with a Mitsurugi deck. Giving this deck a try, having some fun with it so far. Some reptile rituals. But yeah, let's do the card by card and we'll go through the opponents as well. We opened up Droll, the Futsu, we've got the Aramasa, we have a Prayers, and a Fualos. Opponent has Thrust, Cross, Talent, Fua themselves, and a Prosperity. Let's get into this one, huh? So we open up with the Prayers. They do chain Fua to us, which is fine. So we'll probably have to give them maybe one draw, but the best part of this Mitsurugi deck is if you get Charmy, you can actually sculpt your line of play to play around whatever Charmy they drop. If they drop a few Charmies, maybe you might have to give them one or two draws, but this deck definitely does not lose hard to Charmies. So we do tribute to Aramasa to then bring it back, get a body on the field. We'll have Aramasa go ahead and grab our Saji. We are playing a little bit into an Imperm, still getting kind of the feel for this deck, so that is what it is. But we're going to go ahead and normal out the Saji now, get our effect, go ahead and grab the Ritual, and then we're just going to Ritual out from deck, get our big boy out here, the Murakamo, and we give them one draw, which is fine, because we're getting this thing, which is a house, and not to mention we're getting the search effect off of our, what is this one, the Habakiri. And now we'll Ritual Summon from hand using materials from deck to bring out this Futsu as well. We'll go ahead and bring this Futsu out, and then of course we get our guy who recycles the Kusunagi, and he'll go ahead and grab back the Prayers, which is pretty solid. Now we're going to go ahead and set the Prayers rather than committing more and giving our opponent more draws. We've got plenty of interruptions here. Let's see how we play this one out. They've got an Ice. Dang, what a good draw. Okay, so they're going to go ahead and Prosperity, which is fine because that will turn on our Droll. They could have grabbed their Cross Out in the main deck. I think main deck Cross Out's pretty solid too. I'm on that stuff. So they go ahead and grab their Engraver, and this is a perfect time for us to just drop the Droll. Now the challenge with this deck and Droll is when you tribute your dudes, the Ritual guys, they don't come back because when they're tributed, they have to add a Mitsurugi card from deck to hand and then special summon themselves. So it does kind of suck, but we needed to stop this deck and put them on this Droll because otherwise they were going to go way too crazy with it. Alright, so Talents take, kind of a bummer. Just got to let this one happen. We will force them to discard, which is fun because we're not probably getting this back. They do Thrust now, but they just set Imperm. You know, they're not on too many stuff, or too many normal spells and traps. Now they're going to go ahead and Ice bring out X. This is a challenge. I think I was in a tricky spot, and maybe when they did Talents, there was an argument to be made that I could have gotten this Murakamo off the field in Prayers, but we're going to keep, because yeah, what would that have done though? I guess we could have eventually brought it back with the Futsu when they summoned out. Yeah, maybe that was the play, because they definitely have to special summon to get to their rank 4, and then once they set up 2 bodies, we would have been able to nuke the field, right? So if we tribute, so let's rewind it back. When they go ahead and drop Talents, this was before they had committed, we could have tributed. We wouldn't have gotten the Murakamo effect, but we would have been able to at least bring back from the graveyard and like our Kusunagi, right? And maybe recycle one of our ritual spells. Then once we have Ame in the grave, as soon as they special summon, we could have Futsu brought it back and wiped their field. So I think that was the correct play, in fairness. So there Murakamo us. Oh well, we'll just get rid of our dead Charmy. Go ahead and recycle with the Kusunagi. But now they make an Evil Swarm, which is such a bummer. So they wipe everything, which is such a bummer. And now they go into full Fiendsmith combo. So there's just no winning this game. We misplayed pretty hard by letting them get to this spot right here. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and move on into game 2. This time we open up a Fua. We've got an Imperm. We've got the Prayers, Extrav, and Aramasa. This time they are on this Sakitama, little rank 4, or level 4 dude. They have an Ext, Crossout, Nib, and Bestial Druisworm. Alright, this time we're going to fire off the Extravagance. And I've thought about this a little bit too, right? So, you know, you're always kind of considering how do you play around Droll with this deck, because that's the card that really does cripple it. But, you know, if we were to have tributed Prayers in the draw phase, we would have gotten some searches for sure. But we can also just change this to whenever they activate Droll, so we'll still get our searches regardless. And I figure this Pot of Extravagance can dig deeper into our deck, where at this point we know we're going first. So we have at least the 3 Prayers in deck, which we've already opened 1, and then we also have our own Cross Out and Call By, which are other ways to stop Droll. So I figure if you Extravagance, you have a chance to draw into more of those cards that stop Droll as well. So not the worst thing to start off with. And sure enough, we do hit our Cross Out. Now we're going to go ahead and Aramasa to grab the Habakiri. Haba's going to summon out and then tribute. Saji can then go ahead and search the last piece here. This means we know we're popping off. Now we're going to go ahead and Prayers. They do get rid of our Habakiri, which is kind of cute, right? Because they moved its location, so it's not going to get its trigger effect when it's tributed. But that's totally fine. We're just trying to get the Murakamo in rotation here. And then, of course, we can bring back our Saji, so now we've got some bodies on field. We're going to go ahead and Echidna on out. This lets us get to our Wosu, which is kind of fun. Now we're going to go ahead and bring out the Wosu, use Murakamo's effect to search, and we have the mirror, so we can bring out this Murakamo from grave. No problem. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and Ritual out here. Get this Futsu here. Now they go ahead and choose to Nib. The challenge for them is we're going to get our Futsu's effect here. So this is really nice. We're going to get all of our Ritual tribute effects. So we'll grab our Prayers as follow-up. And then Futsu and Wosu will both come out. Wosu can just get rid of this dead Charmy. And we'll just grab ourselves another Habakiri. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and mirror on out. In this case, with this Haba search, I guess we could have used the Wosu and instead grabbed the Trap. That would have been kind of nice. But regardless, we've got some really solid interaction here, right? This thing can bring our stuff back. This is going to force them to discard, which they're on very few cards. And then we've got plenty of interruptions to keep them busy. This is a pretty solid draw. The plugin is going to let them extend a little bit if we can out their rank 4. All right, so they are going to go ahead and choose to search off of the Ext. And they make themselves an Evil Swarm. Now this one's tricky because we're going to have to chain quite a bit here. So they're going to get rid of our Imperm. We do an Ame. So we have this one as Chainlink 1. Their Exciton is Chainlink 2 to board wipe. We try to force them to discard for their effect, which they're allowing. So they'll choose to discard or negate. And then we try to Imperm, which forces out their Cross Out. Now we're going to choose to Prayers. So this Ame can come back. And then the whole field will get wiped here. They are forced to discard. Happy to see that. We bring out our Saji. We get so many trigger effects. They're just too trigger happy here. So Saji as, Ame as Chainlink 1, Saji Chainlink 2, Mirror Chainlink 3 to shuffle itself back. So crazy. Okay, so they'll go ahead and destroy our Saji. We shuffle back, and then we'll grab ourselves a Ritual, and then the Prayers. And then Ame comes back. Ooh. So devastating. Wipe their field. They do plug in to get this guy back, but what is that really accomplishing? They've got Fiendsmith, but we don't care about this. They can do full Fiendsmith combo. We've got way more than enough to break their board, including, most importantly, this Wosu. This Wosu's going to go crazy. Now this is kind of interesting. I was watching them play this out, and I want to see this Agnum Day because I have a feeling, yeah, they could have attacked with the Agnum Day, and then this thing hasn't gained so it's 46. Yeah, so it would have been at 46. So if they had attacked 18 and 46, is that enough? 18 and 40. I think that was game. 18. 64. Yeah, they would have had full game. So they are just throwing the bag so hard right now. And now we can just tribute over their dude. Lots of learning to be done still with this Mitsurugi deck, but, you know, we're just kind of figuring it out as we go. So they're not getting anything. You know, we're able to tribute our dude before they get too far and, you know, try to send it or whatever. So they just give up. So game 3, here we go. They're going to fire off the Luri, and this is a full indication that their hand is Garbaggio. So we're just going to fire off this Ash on the Requiem. And that appears to be pretty solid. They'll thrust into Imperm. Oh, well. Here we go. Let's get a good game going here. We are going to Prayers Tribute in the draw phase because we are going to really play around Droll as hard as we can. And we'll go ahead and get our Kusanagi to add back the Prayers. They do Ash our Havakiri, which sucks, but it is what it is. So we'll just set our own Imperm and put them on Better Have Something. And of course, they hit like one of the best cards in their deck, the X Ryzeal. So that's fine. They'll search, we drop the Droll. And then they will go ahead and commit into a Detonator. They will attach, attack, and pass back. Alright, so now we can Imperm, and this is so juicy because this is going to allow us to stop their own Imperm that we know they have set and their Detonator. And then, of course, still in the draw phase, right, we need to keep playing around Droll. Not that we know that they have it, but if we have the ability to play around Droll, we will. And tributing any of the rituals with the Prayers in draw phase is just broken. We're going to get so many searches here. Okay, so we're going to grab our Wosu, our Winsu, bring back the Kusanagi, and now we'll get our separate chain links here. We'll do the Havakiri chain link 1, Kusanagi to add back Prayers chain link 2, Detonator they're doing as chain link 3. This is also preemptive because they should be saving their aggregator detached to negate something more important on my side. So we will add back the Prayers. Havakiri is going to add out our Ritual, which just turns everything on. So they've negated our guy. Does not even matter. Now we're going to play into Droll because we will get the last piece we need. Preparation of Rites. So busted. Ritual to bring out from hand. Sending from deck. Wipe their field. Mirror to bring out another guy. Was there a way to go for game here? If this guy was in attack, it still wouldn't have been enough, but that would have been much closer. Okay, so we do grab that the Wosu for more follow-up. Totally good. For, yeah, not enough for game. But we can make some really nice plays here. Dynamondo is fantastic because we can get rid of this Imperm and put them on, 1 to 2 cards. And that's why Ame Murakamo goes so crazy. When you can negate your opponent's effects because they don't have a card to discard. Get rid of the Imperm. Set up our Prayers. We are in such a commanding position here. We're going to force them to discard their last card. They bring back the Detonator. But now we're just in full control here. So we're going to go ahead and tribute the Prayers, bring back the Kusanagi, and now Kusanagi is going to trigger as well as, oh man, just so many chain links. They are in such a losing position here. What does this Plasma Hold do? So as a trap, they can target face-up cards with the number of Ryzeal XYZs, destroy them, and then attach a Ryzeal card from the graveyard, and then you can banish it to immediately XYZ summon using Ryzeal monsters. Okay, that's not super great. It's a little bit of removal. Okay, so we are now getting our Ame Chainlink 1, the Kusanagi targeting the Ritual Chainlink 2, Mirror Chainlink 3. Yeah, the advantage train has left the station. We're just getting way too much advantage here. Search out the Mirror for more follow-up. Now they'll negate, but they're turn player. So as Chainlink 1, they'll do that. Chainlink 2, we can attempt to pop. Now their Detonator has no materials. And that's it, right? They choose to attack us, but it's already over. It's GG's because we have so much follow-up. They're not killing us, and that next turn is just over. So hope y'all enjoy. We are definitely still figuring out this Mitsurugi deck, but having some fun with this. So yeah, if anybody is playing either Fiendsmith, Mitsurugi, or Pure, very curious to know your ratios on both the Ritual and this guy. I think at the Murakamo at 1 it makes sense, but Ritual I kind of like it at 2. curious if you can get away with just one. People think 3 is right. If you're doing maybe 3 and 2, because I mean it's not full combo on its own, but they're so good to have like a ritual in hand. So yeah. Anyways, until next time, thanks, folks.